FIM is all about serving missionaries. We love to do that. And we have a process by which we incorporate missionaries, train them, give them the equipment that they need. We'd like you to listen to some of their testimonies to the way that FIM has helped them accomplish their ministry setting.
Hello, we are Josiah
and Noel
Henderson, and we are going as missionaries with FIM to Japan. Noel and I are partnered with a local church plant in Takasaki in Gunma Prefecture in Japan. And it's a church plant that was started about 2 years ago, but God has really blessed a lot of the ministry that's been going on there, and we've seen quite a few people come to Christ over the past 2 years. Just last summer we had a baptism there with some of the believers, and that's a really huge step.
My name is Austin Davis, and I grew up in New Hampshire.
My name's Jacinda, and I was born and raised in Brazil. My parents are missionaries there.
And we are going to be missionaries to Brazil. Jacinda and I are super excited to be able to start a children's ministry.
FIM is helping us prepare for the ministry in Japan by doing a couple of really key things for us. And one of those is the accountability and the structure of having a missions agency to help us to focus our goal and help us to focus the vision and the passion that God has given us to be effective, not just for the next year or two, but really for the long term. And then another key thing that FIM helps us with is with our donors, with being able to process and receive our donations from our partners back in the US.
One thing that really stood out to me, and during my first interview with FIM, the board of directors, Paul, he said, and he looked at us, he said, "We're here to serve you." And to me, that was a shock, because in my mind, most mission boards are like, we're their missionaries, so we kind of do, serve them. But it's the other way around, because their desire is for us to be able to do what God has called us to do. So we're really excited that they're going to help us do what God wants for us, and we're really excited that they keep us accountable in this too, because we need that. As missionaries, we're not perfect, so they're going to help us be able to complete what God has for us most effectively. So it's been a blessing getting to know FIM.
Something that really stood out to me as I investigated quite a few different missions organizations was really how personal FIM was in listening to the call that God had given us. And it was very free in the sense that there wasn't a whole lot of pressure to go with FIM because this is definitely God's will for our ministry. But really to be sensitive to where God was leading us and to help us to follow God's will in the best way, whether that was moving forward with FIM or with a different organization. And so we were really blessed by that perspective of the staff and the team of FIM.
We think that the preparation for serving the Lord is very important. If that kind of service as a missionary agency is important to you, we'd love to be a part of your team to take the gospel in other places where God has called you.